What up, everyone? I just wanted to just talk about like some things because I just keep seeing just everybody just wanting to just pop off in the comments on one of my videos about just like all kinds of shit, which I'm not going over. If y'all want to go read the comments and all that, more power to you. It, it's a couple videos ago. I was annoyed and I made the video. I shouldn't have done it, yeah, but nine or majority of the times if I'm not overly annoyed, I won't just sit and speak my mind. You know, I try to sit and make sure that I don't offend people, but I'm just kind of just over the fact of trying to please people. I have ADHD. It's wired in my brain to try to be a people pleaser. I'm just kind of just over Yu-Gi-Oh players and trying to make them feel feel better about themselves. I'm just over just so much shit. But there is one thing I do want to say because I've seen so many people complaining about it. Just because I have Kashtira built and I've been playing it, it does not mean I know how this deck is supposed to run. I don't even know if I have the right extra deck cards in my deck to be playing Kashtira. Do I need three of these? Do I need two? I don't know. Why? Because I don't sit and go and Google all this stuff of what I need in a deck. I don't go and look up what cards are top tier cards, whatever for everything. I may not know what every card does because I don't want to sit and read all of them. Like I'm just not trying to just sit and have to read a whole nother deck just to try to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing and what I'm not supposed to be doing from somebody else who's more than likely in the same boat as I am. They either don't know the deck or they know too much about the deck, and I just don't want to sit and just pay attention to a whole hour long video to figure out how to play a deck. So a lot of you can just relax and take a breath. Like I don't know what crawled all the way up you and made you be so hateful and want to just talk all the shit you want to. I mean, it's the internet. That's kind of just what you expect. But I have zero idea how to play a lot of new decks. I quit playing Yu-Gi-Oh in 2016, like the TCG format. I never picked up an online game. I never played any of these other games that are supposed to be all over the internet to play this game. I didn't do it. I had other stuff that I would rather have been doing because at the point in time when I was playing, literally the only thing I knew about this game is playing decks like Dark Magician. Oops, I can't even spell today. Like me and my older brother would just play with decks that we liked. Like the Dark Magician archetype was his favorite archetype. He loved Gen 1, right? So he was always playing these Dark Magician cards. I never cared about whatever extra other cards you could put in your deck. We didn't care. Okay? And with him playing Dark Magicians, I would sit and play Elemental Heroes. Elemental, I can't spell. Okay? Ooh. Like a lot of these newer cards that come out for both decks, I have never seen. Like when I quit playing Yu-Gi-Oh, the newest cards I'd seen from the heroes, which I don't even have. None of these Neos cards I ever knew about. Like the most Neos cards I knew about was Aqua Neos. All the original ones, all the ones from the anime. Those are the ones I remember. Like, and I literally jumped back into Yu-Gi-Oh at the end of 2022. I think that's when I started playing this. So it's only been like not even a whole full 2 years because it was like at the end of 2022 that I started playing. I think this game came out in 2022. It might have came out in 2021. I'm not really sure. But like a lot of these newer cards, like this card, this wasn't even a card when I stopped playing that I knew of. This was like I still have a lot of these cards like in real life. And before I came back to Yu-Gi-Oh, all these Neos cards were they were useless to anybody unless you were like unless you had some sort of like crazy combos whatever to like be popping all these other cards out. Like when like the last time that I started playing this, they had just recently added like the different typings that you could fuse a hero with. Like so all these people who want to just come out here and just be super irate about everything, like, oh, you're just a bad duelist, you don't know how to build decks. Majority of the time, I do not pay attention to the news on here. Like, the only way I figure out what the news is right here. Whatever this notification box tells me. Okay? Like, and I hadn't even know that, like, didn't even know that this event was happening yet. Like, I don't know. Some people or whatever are just so offended by things that people say just because their opinions don't align with other people's opinions. Like, this is gonna be the last video that I'm gonna be making about all this Master Duel being a bad game, all that kind of shit. Just because I'm just so tired of people. But without me looking at this, I do not go and watch other YouTube videos of, oh, well, what should you play? Or what should you build? What should you expect from any of these events? I literally get on this game once, maybe twice a day to try to play some of this. I try to get my daily rewards, which is obviously an event happening, but I normally sit and do this. I'll get these three things done and then I'm done with the game. I don't sit like I'm not sitting here trying to make sure that I make it to the next level or that I rank up. Like I don't. Does this tell me how long ago I was playing? The 14th. So it's been 5 days since I've played rank. Okay, and previously to that, like, see, here's a bunch of 14s. Like this was all for one day, the 11th, the 12th. So like I literally had taken a break in between the 12th and the 14th before I even came back to play again. Like yeah, here I had done. I think it was just because of the missions. Sometimes like I'll do the missions when they pop up. Sometimes I won't. Majority of the time, I don't care about ranking up to the next ranking and all that. Like last season, I made sure that I didn't go past gold 1 so I could D rank just so I can get some more gems. Rank before that, I made it to platinum 4. I didn't really care as much to make it there any like after make it any farther than that. Same with like 2 months ago. I stayed at gold 1 so I could go back to get more gems. Like, I'm not playing this game every day. I don't care to play this game every day. I have other things to do. Like I have other stuff, whatever, that I'm trying to make content on. Like, I believe I had only completed this like 3 days ago. And I was all the way back here still before I actually made it all the way back, all the way to 100. Okay, so I don't have the issue of winning the game. Like I play whatever I can figure out what to build. Like I look at these decks. Like whenever an event starts, I see what's in here. If I don't see a deck that I want to play, I don't play it. Like I have no idea. Like crawlers, never knew this was even an archetype. This, half of the I didn't like never knew that Scar of the Vendred was even a card. The only Vendred card I ever knew was out there was this one right here. This is literally the only Vendred card I knew. And then you got Dino Mists mixed with Draco Slayers. Draco Slayers never knew was a deck. Dino Mist I did, just because like somebody or whatever that I knew back before I quit playing the game was playing the Dino Mists. Like that was the deck they wanted to build. You know, like, and then anything from 2016 until 2022, I have zero idea of what cards came out or any of it. Like like I even stopped watching the anime whenever they brought out Xyz monsters. Like the I mean, I eventually finally watched the Odd Eyes cards come out and all that. But whenever I started watching, or whenever I stopped watching and doing anything with the game, literally the last cards I remember seeing was the Utopia. Let's see, what other ones were there? This one. Like, this was the last structure deck that I bought. It gave you this in the pack and then like some other random stuff. Like, so all these new other Xyz monsters, like, I never knew that Utopia had like basically a whole extra deck until I re-downloaded this game. Oh well, not re-downloaded, but downloaded this game for the first time. Like I don't understand why people are just want to just sit there and just call me a trash person. I don't know what majority of these cards do, and I don't want to have to sit and read a lot of these cards that I don't care about. Like there's so many extra deck cards that I just I don't know what they do. Have no idea how you summon them. Like, like I played whenever you could actually throw cards together. They all actually did anything together. They were the same, like they had the same name in it, or their effects had did something with a monster that was aligned with them. A lot of this newer stuff, like I had no idea like any of this stuff was even made. Like I never even knew that Ash Blossom was a thing. Maxi was a thing until I downloaded this game. Never had an idea. Like like I'm trying to get back into this game and a lot of people just make me just not even want to even play this game half time. And it's not because of the game. It's not because of the people I face on here. It's just people in general. Like, like there's just so many people out there that would rather just discourage you from playing a game instead of being like, "Oh, well, this is what you did wrong. This is why you're not winning. Instead of just you're trash. You're talking bad about a game I like, so you're trash." No. If you want somebody to be better with a game and you want more people to come to your game, you you either leave them alone so they can figure out what they're playing, or you find a way to help them understand decks better instead of just being like, "Oh, well, since you don't know how to play a certain deck, you're garbage." Or it's, like just shit like that. Like why would anybody want to join the Yu-Gi-Oh community if you have all these people out there like that? But yeah, you're supposed to just be cool with it, and if you don't know how to play the game, go play something else. Go play something, that is more your style. Don't be a casual player. It shouldn't matter if you're a casual player, a hardcore player, or if you're in between. Like you should be able to play any game. Doesn't matter if it's Yu-Gi-Oh or not. You shouldn't have to sit and have like I don't know what like a couple hundred people disagree with one opinion just because you're struggling with a game because you don't understand like I don't even know how many cards are in this game, but like I don't know. Just some people, I just really don't know with some people anymore. Like, I, I wish I knew how to make it make sense. Like, yeah, I know I sit and rage about this game. I get annoyed. And I have a very well enough reason to be annoyed because like you like Konami expects you to play the way they want you to play this one game when in reality it doesn't matter if it's TCG, OCG, or whatever other format there is for Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the only one that has one format. You know, like yeah, there may be, there may not be as many people who want to play, you know, an Edison themed deck all the time. There may not be people that want to play GOAT format all the time. There may not be people who want to play modern all the time. There are no wrong choices of how to play this game. But so many people don't believe it. They think you need to be the top player. You got to know everything. You're supposed to play the game how they want you to play it. And if you don't, you're trash. You're a casual player. It's hard telling what else people have said because I just kind of just I'm just kind of just overreading a lot of people's comments. Like that's why I've not really commented to anybody. Like there have been like a good portion of comments, that are like, I get where he's coming from. I understand some of the stuff he's saying. I agree with some of the stuff he's saying. Which I don't want everybody to agree with what I'm saying. Everybody is allowed to have their own opinion, right? Like that's how the world should be. Everybody is allowed to have their own opinion. Everybody is allowed to play games they want the way they want, and they should be able to not have to sit and be attacked by people for the way they play a game, the way they live their life, whatever. But yet, nobody ever wants to try to help out with anything. All they want to do is just tell you that you're bad, that you're the problem. When in reality, the real problem is them. Like, I just really don't get people anymore. Like, I really have been trying to just play the game, not have nothing to say. I mean, yeah, like there is a lot of like frustrating concepts of this game. Like, like it's not always gonna be the best form of to play Yu-Gi-Oh, right? There is no right or wrong way to play this game. Whether it's TCG, OCG, Duel Links, I'm not even sure what other forms of way you can play this game. But there is no wrong or right way to play this game. If you want to sit and you want to play, I don't know. Let's just look at a random cards in here. If you want to play, what's that one ritual deck? That's just nothing but ends. I think there might be like a couple SRs in it. Ritual. Like I've had people like play like either on Duel Links or on here like forever ago. They played the exact same deck. Was it a meta deck? No. Did they have fun? I mean, I don't really remember, but they might have. So, like, everybody just out here just being just trying to just be Mr. Badass and think that everything they say is right. Just, 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 just makes people just not even want to even have anything to do with the game, the company, But like, I'm not saying it's everybody. Like, there are people out there, like, who don't just go and attack people just because their opinion is different from somebody else's, which is awesome. That's how the world should be. All that. It's not that hard to just not comment on something just because somebody else said that they don't like something you do. That would be like me going out here and telling everybody in the world that they're wrong because I like, I don't something in the world, but they don't. Not really a middle ground anywhere. But but now I'm just kind of been rambling. But like, say you would just want to just play the whole megalith deck, literally a bunch of N's and R's, right? I mean, other than this one, it's a couple SRs, which is like 90 gem or dust, whatever. Just get three of those. Like you're more than welcome to play like whatever deck you want, right? Or if you want to sit and you want to blow all your money or gems or whatever, you could play the most UR deck, which I don't even know what the most UR deck is. But I mean, I guess you could. I guess the best, the most UR deck is just you just go to. I forgot that was on there. You just go to the UR section and just pick all your UR cards, and then there's your UR deck. Like either way, like it doesn't matter if you play with the best cards or the worst of cards. People are still gonna tell you that you're trash and you're in the wrong. Don't be a casual. Don't be a filthy casual. Well, it's just whatever people want to say. But it's just like I don't understand why people can't just leave people alone about shit just because they have a different opinion than they do and all that otherness. Like it's just really become just where I just don't really want to play this much anymore just because of people. I mean, I still am. I still got my random videos I'll be making for whatever. I still got my masochist thing I'll be doing. But yeah, I just want to just talk about that. This will be the last little video thing I go on about this. I don't understand what's wrong with people. Maybe one day I will, but doubtful. But it was good chilling. Hope you all have a good rest of y'all's day, and I will catch you all later.